Aloha everyone, this is Leimomi Keliikuli, Intuitive Soul Alignment Coach here, and I wanted to share with you guys about the process of what it takes to really create a webinar that's really aligned to your soul. So if you're just listening in, just say hello, just know that you're listening. I will be just doing this very shortly just to give you guys some ideas of how to do it aligned to your soul. So most of the time, whenever you create any kind of webinar or any kind of content where you're going to share something very important for your audience to know, you have to remember that everything that you share has to be really aligned to your first soul's gift. When I say your first soul's gift, I mean that there's a particular energy of exactly what your soul is. And when it's aligned to your soul, this is what's going to allow people to know that you are the one that they want to buy from. So my first gift is love. So everything I'm doing throughout this process of creating my webinar to share things about what's going on for my preparation of the webinar and things like that, right? Or my new program that I'm launching, I'm always making sure that it's aligned to love. If your gift is power, obviously you're going to align to things that makes you be aligned to freedom and power. If you are order, obviously everything that you do will have to be really, really orderly, right? So you want to think about the things that you're going to need to do in this whole launch process that's going to really attract your ideal clients to you, right? And one of the things that you have to understand is the topic that you want to share is usually the thing that they have a problem with. You don't want to you don't want to make a topic based upon the solution that you think that your ideal client needs, because they don't even know what the solution is. So if you say like, oh, I solve your ability to do Facebook ads, you know, everybody knows that they need Facebook ads, but they don't really care about how exactly they need to do that solution, right? They don't really know how they can do it. So just making a topic based on that, it's not going to be very interesting to people, right? Well, why should I listen to you than listen to somebody else, right? So you got to think about what is the real problem that they have. And that is what you're doing in order to attract them to watch your webinar or watch whatever marketing material you're putting out there. I'm just going to show you kind of what I do. So let me just turn the screen around. So when I create a webinar, this is my laptop here, I want to create what I call like this Facebook ad based upon a subject that I know that my ideal client needs, right? So I would ask the kind of questions, maybe I even like ask my ideal clients that I already know that this is the thing that they struggle with. I ask them that type of problem. Are they really having that or not? So that's the first thing I do, is I kind of like can ask around my clients, but also think about in general what I've ever heard based upon what they've ever showed me. So this webinar that I'm trying to create right now is based upon messaging and how your messaging needs to be aligned to your soul. There's many more topics that I can talk about it, but the topic that I want to talk about is, you know, why your messaging is calling wrong ideal clients and causing you to lose money and stuck in unnecessary relationship drama. The secret lies in soul alignment. Learn the 3 steps to make your messaging clear so you can call your real clients that just get you. So you see how I'm pointing out the problem that they have, but I also know that what I do gives them the solution, which is the soul alignment. And I give them very clearly what I'm going to give them by the end of the program, right, of the webinar, is I give them the steps of how to make their messaging clear. But I first need to educate them as to why they are getting the wrong ideal clients, right? So you see how the topic of what you share with your audience needs to be super clear so that they know like, oh, that's the problem that I have. Because only those people that have this problem, they'll obviously watch my webinar, right? So that's how you want to do, is just make sure that that is based upon the energy of what you're trying to do, and to help people to see that that's exactly what I need. So every word that I share right there, that's very aligned to the love gift, right? So if you are an order gift, it would look totally different. Even though it's the same topic, you would share in a different way. Another thing that you need to do is make time in your calendar. So today is 17th, right, of the month, and I am going to, start to create the content, the video and stuff like that for the webinar. And then starting next week on 24th, I'm going to start advertising about the webinar. So I give at least 2 weeks or so to do actual advertisement. And then in May, by that time, right, on May 16, when I do my webinar, I'll be ready by then. So at least 2 weeks, people are going to hear about my new webinar. But remember, you got to give yourself some time to do that. Plus, you also need to make your webinar script. So I always create that time. I give myself time to think about all of these things that are necessary to target these ideal clients, right? So I have to write everything that I'm going to write in the Facebook ad. So what are the main results they're going to get from watching my webinar, to when it is, what's the tagline, what is the call to action, the headline, right? All of this is what I actually give to my OBM to help me to do the Facebook ads, like who I will advertise it to, their audience, right? Their names here. I also make a picture with the full-on copy of everything I'm going to share with my audience here, right? So then, this is just a picture of my last webinar. But then I have to make a picture that has a title, right, of what my webinar is about. So my ideal client knows, like, oh, this is what the webinar is about. I'm going to go listen to her, right? So you make a video, you make a picture, right? You write the copy of your Facebook ads, or even this has to do with how you're gonna post in other Facebook groups, right? You have all this like specific content that you're going to share that's going to pinpoint exactly who you want to work with, right? So once you've got that, then of course you need to make your webinar, webinar script, which actually a webinar script for me, it takes me a while to write everything out just because I want to make sure that I am clear on that at all. So when I do actually make my webinar, I use the Evernote. I don't know if you guys use Evernote, but it's so awesome. But Evernote allows me to basically make every single words and stuff that I want to write for my webinar. It's all there. It's already there, and it becomes like a slideshow for me, so that I know exactly what my class or my webinar is going to be about. I have it already made in front of me. So when I am talking, I'm going to just show you how it looks like on the screen. But it's going to guide me through everything that I need to share with my audience while I'm talking, right? This is from my last master class. But do you see, like, you need the very key essential things, and they all need to be super aligned to your soul. So that's just to give you some ideas. But when you're making your webinar or any kind of marketing material, you have to make sure that it's aligned to your first gift, right? Your first soul's gift, which is the exact energy of what your soulmate clients are coming to you for, which is what I call your soul factor, right? So when they are aligning to your particular gift, they will know that that's exactly what they need, because you're going to be talking about subjects, about the things that they need help with and that they value. If you don't use the right wording in your messaging, right, you're speaking, you make your video of your webinar to, put as a Facebook ad or in other people's Facebook groups, or put it on your business page, all of these important things. If you're not aligning everything to your particular first gift, what happens is the messaging gets very unclear. And so the people may like you and they're like, oh, cool, okay, I'm just going to watch her webinar. But when they listen to what you share, they're like, this is not what I expected out of her webinar. Like, I thought she was going to talk about this, but actually she's talking about something else, right? Because energetically, they can feel whether you are speaking directly to them, because it is the pain point, the problems that they are experiencing. And within your webinar, you're delivering some content that's just the basis of maybe the program that you're trying to sell. So, for example, my next program that I'm trying to sell is my Mastering Your Soul's Gifts program, which is a program about helping you in your messaging, helping you to be clear about how do you speak, right? From what you are at soul level to your ideal audience, to how to stay in your first gift, to how do you recognize when you are misaligned in your second or third gifts. I give you actual daily prompts every day to help you to be in alignment to your soul. I give you meditations and specific parts of your blueprints that are aligned to your soul. And I even give you a 3-hour recording of your soul's blueprints. And so when you have all of that material, right, you absolutely can start to speak from your first gift, right? So you see how like all of the parts that I'm showing you right now, they're all strategically planned, but it's also in a very organic way. Because obviously, you know, I'm going to have all of this content already, but when I get on a phone call with that ideal client that are looking to, you know, hire me, but maybe not sure, right? I have to stand in my gift and be aware of, well, they need my help, but can I really help them? And the same thing when people buy your group programs, they may think that they, you know, want what you want to help them with, but if they are not aligned to your soul, they obviously cannot be in your reality. And so what happens is we tend to take on clients or people that's not really aligned to us, right? Maybe out of desperation because you need that money to pay your bills or stuff like that. And so in the end, what happens is you get really, really, really misaligned, and then you misalign other people, and they come back in swarms like a sheep, right? Like they just come and you don't know how to handle them, right? So this is why it's so important to make sure that every step that you take in your marketing, in your messaging, and how you create a webinar, like all of these things need to be aligned to your soul. Because what happens is it causes a lot of unnecessary relationship drama. It causes a lot of problems in your personal and your business, because the things that you can actually deliver needs to be aligned directly to the energy of what your soul is, right? So, like for example, if I start talking from a very power soul type of gift, which by the way is my second gift, what I noticed is that there's a lot of inauthentic people who, like, they just want me to give them fast results, but it's not about that for me. It's about me giving them the exact energy of love that allows them to be in power, that gets them into their unique creation. So when you are aligned to your 3 main gifts this way, you clear out the shell that's blocking you energetically. When you are taking soul aligned action, all of these things need to line up together. And if you are in alignment, you're going to see that people just easily want to pay you. You know, they just get what you're talking about. And this is what you really want to do, is become so aligned in this way that they just know that they need to work with you, right? And they actually come and pay you. I'm not talking about the freebie people. I'm talking about the people who actually want to pay you. And they pay you and they get amazing results. Our goal as a coach, as a healer, as a teacher is to give the results of what our soul is designed to do. So I want you to think about that. Are you really, really helping from the space of soul alignment, or are you really just giving transformations and, helping people make money or whatever it is that you think that they need? But how is that long lasting? How is the things you're creating is going to create long-term results for people? And this is what soul alignment is that you have to understand that when you are operating from your own gift, your first soul's gift, people get long-lasting effects. It's priceless. They feel like they can continue getting help from you, and they pay you good money for it, right? If it's not, and it's inauthentic, and you are having gift envy because you think you need to be this other gift, it's going to cause crazy amount of drama and pains in the long run. So in my next webinar, as you saw my topic, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to share with my audience about what it's really like to be in soul alignment in your messaging and really speaking from your own voice. And the reason I'm sharing with this right now is because I feel like everything online is becoming very inauthentic. It's based upon money, it's based upon making them famous, based upon like things that are not really truly long lasting. it's based upon some success that somebody else had or that you're supposed to give to this person, and and it's just causing a really, really crazy world right now. So I feel like this is a deep message that people need to get, is that soul alignment and your messaging is based on your heart, on your authentic values. So everything that you share and you speak and you write, they all need to be aligned to your first soul's gifts, right? So if you feel you need help with these things, I can absolutely help you into getting back into alignment to your soul, which you can go to my website, www.LeimomiKeliikuli.com, and on there you can look at all the things of how I can help you, from clearing out the shell, which is this energetic noise that's stopping you from really, really moving forward in your life and your business. I can create a 3-hour recording for you that tells you everything about your soul alignment, and these are particular things that you need to align to that's going to help you to stay in action, the right action. And of course, this new program that I'm going to be sharing with everybody is how to master it, how to live in alignment to your soul by actually taking action to it. Not in your head, but really in your heart, so that you can actually create results that's aligned to your type of soul. All right, well, I hope that enlightened you. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out, and I'll talk to y'all very soon. Aloha.